Hey, happy Tuesday. My name is Denise. I'm a stylist for Color Street, and today is makeup day. I'm going to be doing makeup featuring my still favorite, Color Street Triflex mascara. But I'm also going to do, I'm a big fan of e.l.f. Cosmetics. I use their foundation and a few other products. And they've got these eyeshadows, the little tiny palettes. They call these e.l.f. bite-sized palettes, bite-sized eyeshadow. And it's just four little colors in a thing. They're like $5, I think. I should have looked it up so I could give you accuracy. But what I'm going to do is an entire eye look with just this palette and every other thing. So, speaking of e.l.f., this is their Wow Brow Gel, and the shade I think is a brown something, deep brown. Again, still can't read it. So today's Tuesday, it's tax day, and that's all I have to say about that. Sometimes I wish that we just had a way to pay as you go, you know, like maybe jack up sales tax or I don't know. But this whole April 15th thing and like, oh, I gotta file my taxes. No, I've hated it since the first time I did it. It just, there has to be a better way for us to handle our tax situation than making everybody freak out over a day on a calendar, you know? But anyway, gotta pay the taxes. Too bad we can't just do cheese tax. That would be awesome. Everybody know what that is? If you watch dog videos, there's a little song that somebody made, and you know you're cooking dinner, and there's your dog right next to you, and you put cheese on something. Gotta pay the cheese tax, cheese tax, cheese tax. Which means you have to give your dog some cheese because your dog is your pet, and you love them, and they want cheese, so you gotta pay the cheese tax. That would be fun, wouldn't it? We could just do our taxes that way. Hey, I don't know. There has to be a better way. I think Planet Earth has been saying that since recorded time. But we muddle. I'm just putting on some Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in Translucent. I didn't prime my lids, but I do have moisturizer on and my rosacea goop cream. So I just don't want my shadow to crease later. So that's why I'm putting the powder on first. All right, now let's do the shadow. These don't have names. Each color does not have a name in the palette, but I'm going to start with this one. Lay that down as my base color. Tap, tap. And e.l.f. eyeshadows really are fabulous. I know I wear a lot of Milani, but e.l.f. is really good too. I love their products. And what I really appreciate about e.l.f. is the affordability. Everything is, you know, I'm not going to say the C word. That rhymes with heap. But e.l.f.'s products are always affordable. That's what I like about them so much. It's like you don't have to spend a fortune to get really good products. All right, that's a good base. And next I'm gonna do this one in the middle, the rustish color with the shimmer shimmer. Because you know me, I have to have a little shimmer. Must have shimmer. There's not enough sparkle and shimmer in the world, so I do what I can to brighten things up a little. And today we're going to need a little brightening because it's a little dreary outside. It's kind of cloudy. The weather forecast says drizzle, which is, I don't know. Does that mean that it wishes that it would rain, or it might rain when it grows up? I don't know. So we'll see if it actually does rain. All right, and then last, I'm gonna go with the darker shadow on the end and put that on the outside corner over here. And I know I put the first color down and it's like you can't even see it anymore, but it's still nice to put something down just to make it easier to blend everything that goes on top of it. A little more. And of course, what am I gonna do? A little more shimmer. Yeah, that's better. Good. And I just use these little wipies from Target. These are my paint rag is what I call it. And I just get all the little bits of fallout that may have happened, because that would be on my face now under my foundation. That was all from, you know, my fingers a few minutes ago, but this on my face, this is why I always do my eyes first. Just to make sure that I'm not gonna get any, you know, fallout on my foundation, because we don't want that. All right, Color Street Triflex. This is my same tube that I opened. January 20th was my first day of my second 90 days of mascara. And the last video that I recorded was in like mid-March, I think. I need to go back in there. But so January 20th, March, April, almost the 20th. It's been 60 days, but I haven't worn this every single day. So I'm going to count all of the days, but I would be surprised if this was not more than, you know, day like 30 or 40. 60. Yeah, this is probably going to be maybe like day something 40-ish. But, I mean, this tube is still going strong. There's still a ton of product in here. Influencer hand. Like that shiny stuff in the middle, that's all mascara. And then you've got all of these different bristly combs that you can use. This stuff, I still am in love. All right, my elbows are on the table for stability. And I like looking down at my lashes because I can see them all. And it also kind of encourages me to go up with the application. I do see a lot of people who blink, but I just like doing it this way because that way I can still see everything. And I mean, barely, I'm like, what, 10 or 15 seconds into putting on the first coat. And it's just, this stuff is so good. And also, I'm not going to dip into the tube again. This is going to be all with one pull from the tube with the wand. Because putting the tube back in there, it just introduces air. And you don't want that. You don't want it to dry out. That's probably why your mascara doesn't last as long. It's because you're throwing all that air in there. But when you have a formula like this and a brush, actually, I'm going to call it a broom. It's like a brush and a comb. But, you know, you flip it over and you've got more product. You don't need to put it back in there and get more product out. It's already on there. Oh, my gosh. That's my reaction every time I see it. It's like, what? Really? Is it that good? Yeah, I think it's that good. And in case you haven't watched before, the reason I'm doing the 90-day thing is because this stuff is a little bit on the pricey side. And for me to justify a $32 mascara, they say you should discard it after 90 days or sooner if it's, you know, if it's harder to work with or it develops any kind of an odor at all. You should definitely throw it out. And, you know, if I can make a tube last 90 days, I'll keep buying it. And this is probably the 4th or 5th tube I've bought in the course of a year and a half. So I'm making it work. I'm a girl on a budget. I'm a drugstore girl, okay? Seriously. Just fine-tuning this a little bit. Yeah, I'm so in love with this stuff. I really am. And I keep putting different colors. I think you can still see some pink on the bottom. Because how do you differentiate the old tube from the new one? Like, here's the old tube I've been working with. This is a new one. So clearly, this is not used. This one is. And I think you can still see the pink. Yeah. So that's how you know it's the same tube. But, oh my God. Yes. Love, love, love. Big love. Mad love for this stuff. All right, let me throw a little more Wow Brow on. No, I'm going to do that after foundation, actually. All right, now did I get any mascara on my shadow? I don't think I did. Good. Good. This stuff is so good. All right, foundation, I am still working on my... Where'd it go? Come on. It was in front of me literally a minute and a half ago. Are you kidding me? Thank you. That's what happens when you put your mirror on top of something. e.l.f. Soft Glam. My shade is number 20, Light Cool. And I'll be honest, as much as I love this formula for how easily it blends and how nice it looks, a couple hours down and I'm wishing that it lasted longer. But I don't want to tuft from hell. This thing right here drives me crazy all day. And I take my earrings out because I do the blending in on, you know, down my neck, and I don't want it to... Oh, I'm like, where's my other earring? Oh, here. I did that with my glasses the other day. They were in my hand and I'm looking for them. I've done that with my phone too. Age, people. Age does that to you. That's all I'm saying. My birthday's next month. And I'll be a number. And I used to never really worry about aging because it's going to happen. And to be mad that you're aging, it's like, really? Are we really mad that we're aging? You know, what's the alternative? I don't want to be in the ground or burned up. I want to stay here. So yes, I will happily age and take whatever number I am fortunate enough to live to and be happy. But just the things that change, oh my God. Yeah, the things you have to get used to. Like not being able to just stand up and walk anymore. I have to like do the, oi, you know, and just stamina. Needing to use it. Okay, I'll say it. As I'm like driving around, I'm always aware of where the bathrooms are. Yeah, that's another thing I never thought I'd have to worry about. But what can I tell you? Yeah, the things we It's like there's a phrase new normal, which I don't like that phrase because it means that you're giving something up that used to be a certain way and it's not that way anymore. And now you have to have a different way of things being normal. And it's like, crap. Yeah, okay, all right. I guess I'll embrace the new normal because what's the alternative? Holding on to the crap? I mean, try to be better at letting go of stuff, and it's a process. I'm a work in progress. Or if you guys watch Ted Lasso, you know what I'm about to say. Ted Lasso is a show that I wish everybody would watch because it's not about soccer. It's about dealing with stuff, but it's so funny. This show is hilarious. And one of my favorite lines from that show, Ted Lasso is a work in prog mess. Yeah, that's how I feel about me most days. You know, because he's a corn-fed boy from the Midwest. I think he's from Nebraska or Oklahoma somewhere. And he's got real down-home sensibilities. And he gets tapped to be a coach for a soccer, also known as football, but for a soccer team in the UK. So he's away from his son, he's away from everybody, and he has to learn all this new stuff. And one of the, again, not to spoil anything, because if you watch it, but one of the first times that he meets the owner of the team that hired him, which was not necessarily her idea, but would you like some tea, Ted? And he says, oh, well, thank you very much. I always thought that tea would taste like warm brown water. Takes a sip. And I was right. No, thank you. He's a coffee boy himself. So just all these things that happen to him are just, in the writing. Oh my God, the writing is so good. For me, it's always about the writing. If the writing is not good, I'm not interested. And if you want really good writing, I can give you my favorites from most recent. Ted Lasso for sure. Suits. Oh my God, Suits. It is so good. It is that good that I'm telling you about it to begin with. And now that I'm going to be barbling blah, 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 how good Suits is, it's not just like LA law for, the 2000s. It's just the writing. Oh my God. And the premise is also pretty fascinating. It's about a young kid who does not have a law degree, but who has the kind of memory where he remembers literally everything. And, took a wrong turn in his young life and ended up he ended up getting kicked out of law school. But somehow he ends up hired at this law firm that only hires from Harvard. And, if you went to Harvard, you know what the campus looks like. You know who the professors were. You know details about Harvard that, people talk about all the time. And he has to figure out all of this stuff, how he's going to blend in. And, what happens when they find out that that he never went there? How does he deal? What happens? That's the whole premise of the show. So if you like legal drama, but that the writing, oh my God, the writing is so good. And then less recent, another favorite to watch is called Justified. This show is phenomenal. It stars Tim Oliphant, and he portrays a federal marshal from Kentucky. And, oh, is that my mirror? Oh, yeah. Better one or two? Lighting. Anyway, he portrays a marshal that's from Kentucky. And if the premise is kind of like Dixie Mafia meets, I don't know, Goodfellas type of thing. And it's just funny, if you can imagine, a show about that being funny. But it also has Walton Goggins, who is a fabulous actor, and a lot of other people that are not necessarily well known, whose names I can't remember right now. But It's just so good. And, you know, when you're dealing with people that are selling, like, instead of their thing down there in Kentucky in the show is OxyContin and weed. That's their drug of choice. And, hang on. Oh, NYX Butter Gloss and Sugar High. This stuff is so pretty. It's my favorite. Anyway, Justified is just so good. And there was something I was going to tell you. Oh, okay. First episode. He's down in Miami catching a bad guy, bringing him, he's extraditing him from Miami up to Lexington, Kentucky. And the guy's sitting in the backseat of the car talking up a storm, will not shut up, cannot shut up. And our intrepid hero, one more word out of you and I'm going to throw you in the trunk. You can't do that. I have rights, blah, blah, blah. And the next thing you see is him going, stop, okay, I'll stop. And then slam, trunk gets closed. So that's the guy. That's his, badassness, I guess. So yeah, Justified, Suits, and... Oh, crap, I just said the other one. Ted Lasso. I remembered. Yeah, there are times when I am concerned about, I'm not worried that my memory is failing me at all, because I do remember things. I'm fine, really. But there's a thing called brain elasticity. And when you lose your brain elasticity, that's when you start having trouble. All day long in my phone, I am doing puzzles. I do Sudokus. I do water sort. I do, there's this other thing called Color Connect. If you go on into the App Store, look up Color Connect puzzle. And it's basically, you open your screen and there's just colored dots everywhere. And there's 2 of every color of dot. And you have to draw a solid line from one dot to the other dot. And it's like, you're looking at it going, that's not possible. There's no way. No. And you're sitting there going, across, no, over, no, around. But all of them have a solution. They're not going to give you a puzzle that can't be fixed and that can't be finished. So I'm telling you, Color Connect, you will sit on your phone for hours. And you'll blink your eye and then it's like another hour's gone by. So Color Connect, Water Sort, Sudoku. I'm doing these puzzles all the time because I want to retain my brain. I want to keep my brain happy. So that's, my tip from me to you. Oh, and also, I slept in the bonnet last night and I do think my hair might be smoother than it's been. So I know it's only been one night, but yeah. Night 1 down, so far so good. And day 2 with my awesome Singapore Chic and Wildflower Wishes, Manny. Still got that on. And I am now going to head out and seek my fortune. So have a happy day, everybody, and I will see you later. Bye.